I don't want them in our country. Their country's no good for a reason. Their country stinks.
The man is an unapologetic racist. I'm black, I'm not gonna be biased. 42% is higher than the national average. If these people are coming over here and they're getting SNAP benefits, you damn right I'm gonna stop them from coming over here. And if you sympathize with racists, you might as well be one, because I don't see the difference.
Ilhan Omar is garbage. She's garbage. Her friends are garbage.
Over 90% of his party identify as white. That party is a white party. They only represent white America. And even more specifically, rich white America. Somalia was destabilized by the United States of America. So I would encourage people to go back to their countries and build it up, and build it up so strong so that no other country could come in and do what the United States have done to Somalia. Donald Trump is out with his latest tirade targeted against Somali-Americans. He went hard on them, saying all kinds of dehumanizing things. I think it's the lowest I've ever seen of a president in my lifetime. And I've been around for a little bit at this point. So let's go to this video and watch what Trump said at the White House.
That Waltz is a grossly incompetent man. There's something wrong with him, okay? There's something wrong with him. And when you look at what he's done with Somalia, which is barely a country, you know, they have no anything. They just run around killing each other. There's no structure. And when I see somebody like Ilhan Omar, who I don't know at all, but I always watch her for years. I've watched her complain about our Constitution, how she's being treated badly. Our Constitution, the United States of America, is a bad place. Hates everybody, hates Jewish people, hates everybody. And I think she's an incompetent person. She's a real terrible person. But when I watch what is happening in Minnesota, the land of 1,000 lakes, or however many lakes they have, they got a lot of lakes, but this beautiful place, and I see these people ripping it off, and now I'm understanding, and you're gonna look at that, Scott, I hear they ripped off Somalians, ripped off that state for billions of dollars, billions, every year, billions of dollars, and they contribute nothing. The welfare is like 88%. They contribute nothing. I don't want them.
Americans voted this person as their president. Americans have voted this person as their president. You're gonna get what you vote for. We'll start there. What do you think is going on here with this guy and what he's saying?
So the reason why I was saying to stop it was because he's throwing inaccurate numbers out there. He said 88% of people on welfare. I mean, Somalis on welfare, whatever the case may be. That's so inaccurate. I think when you are doing press conferences like this, that you want to be more accurate so that you give people a fair chance to assess what it is that you're saying. And when you're throwing out numbers like that, people who don't do research will go and say, oh man, look at this, the 88% of these people are on welfare. No, the actual number of people who are from Somalia in the United States who are on SNAP benefits is actually 42%, not 88%. However, 42% is pretty high, but it's madness he's throwing out these crazy numbers like this. Can we play?
Correct, I don't care. I don't want them in our country. Their country's no good for a reason. Their country stinks, and we don't want them in our country. I can say that about other countries too. I can say it about other countries too. We don't want them to hell. We have to rebuild our country. You know, our country's at a tipping point. We could go bad. We're at a tipping point. I don't know if people mind me saying that, but I'm saying it. We could go one way or the other, and we're going to go the wrong way if we keep taking in garbage into our country. Ilhan Omar is garbage. She's garbage. Her friends are garbage. These aren't people that work. These aren't people that say, let's go, come on, let's make this place great. These are people that do nothing but complain. They complain. And from where they came from, they got nothing. You know, they came from paradise, and they said, this isn't paradise. But when they come from hell, and they complain, and do nothing but bitch, we don't want them in our country. Let them go back to where they came from and fix it. Thank you very much.
Well, I mean, look, enough people don't say it, and I don't think there's anything wrong with calling a racist. The man's a racist.
I'm not.
If hold on, let me finish real quick. The man's a racist, and no one should be ashamed to call it as it is. If he's not a racist, he knows his bases, right? His party, over 90% of his party identify as white. That party is a white party.
Yeah, so
they only represent white America,
Yeah,
and even more specifically, rich white Americans.
all right, so I'm not gonna call anyone racist and disparage their name because I don't know the guy personally. I haven't seen him make any policies based solely on race and has affected other people and other communities. So I can't.
Well, let me school you on that. Okay, he pushed the Texas government to gerrymander their state. Their courts ruled that it was unconstitutional because it was based on race. So they were trying to eliminate black representation within Texas so that they can get more seats. Racist.
Well,
Haitians.
and hold on, California did it.
The
California-
Haitians are eating your pets. Racist.
That's not racist. That's not a racist statement. Hold on. That's not a racist statement. First of all, people all over the world eat cats, they eat dogs, they eat all type of stuff. So if a person is making a statement like that, yes, what I'm saying is that they might be making a statement that's not true, but that's not inherently racist because they make these statements. You have to be careful when
Maybe if it wasn't,
hold on.
maybe it was
You
one
have to
off.
be careful when you put information out there because it's not. What's racist is when you make racist policies that affect a certain group of people. Hold on one second. When the Democrats were in office in the 90s, they pushed laws like the crime drug law that they pushed in the 90s that affected black households in the hundreds of thousands. That is a racist policy. So stop saying these things when you're not seeing racist policies coming out of the cabinet.
Those Democrats were white too. I'm not saying race is only isolated to a person.
No, because you're saying that they're based and that their party is 90% white.
Yes,
so you're saying they're inherently racist. I'm saying you can't make statements like that.
Why cannot you could call a
you're not seeing the policies line up at this time.
I just gave
racism.
you an action.
No.
Hold on, let me finish now. Let me add some more to it. Since you don't think that they're racist. Okay.
That's not what I said. I didn't say that.
They have now
I'm not going to assume they're racist.
They have went to the Supreme Court to racially profile who they deem here as illegal immigrants. ICE. This is a policy. So now they can go up to a person, the Supreme Court backed it and said this is legal. They can racially profile people if they choose to. ICE can. Racially profile. That is a racist policy. All right, that's two that I gave you. Okay.
So could you? I'm tired of hearing this.
There's one more. Let me add one more.
That's not racist either.
Let me add one more.
That's not racist either.
Let me add one more. He has totally stopped visas from third world countries.
That doesn't mean it's racist.
Most of those third world countries are countries that are predominantly black countries.
That doesn't mean it's racist. Did you just hear what I just said?
What is it then?
Hold on. You just hear what I just said. 42.4% of people who come from Somalia in America are on SNAP benefits. That is more than the national average. That's more than any other group of people in America, right?
No,
just so happened
I doubt that's
they're
true.
from a black country, Somali. And because I'm black, I'm not gonna be biased. 42%, that's higher than the national average. If these people are coming over here and they're getting SNAP benefits, you damn right I'm gonna stop them from coming over here.
If they're naturalized citizens, they are Americans.
Naturalized citizens is something totally different.
So how do you decipher? How do you decipher?
Well,
How do you decipher? Or are you just sweeping them all up in the same thing? They're
I'm
all
not. Everyone that come over here are not naturalized citizens. People.
That community has naturalized citizens.
Yes, and that's different from the people who are coming into the country. There's people who are still coming to the country. Huh?
Did he separate them? No, he didn't. You know, he didn't separate them. Would it be racist if he said that about the Jews? Would it be racist if he said that about the Italians? Would it be racist if he said that about the South Africans, the white South Africans who he allowed to come in here, and the black South Africans who can't come in here? Yet you keep saying this man is not racist, yet there is point and actions after act. And he is a person in power. His choices affect people. The only people I would say you need to worry about whether or not they're racist is people in power, because the choices that they make affect other people.
So when he says, go back to your country and fix your own country, I agree with that. Go back to your country, fix your country, turn into a military might, turn into an economic powerhouse, turn into the most healthy country in the world, create great doctors, great engineers, great everything, and take over the world. Don't allow people to come in and take your country over. Don't allow people to come in and create chaos and destabilize your country. That's what happened with Somalia. United States went in there and destabilized the country, and since then, it's been a hellhole, so they say. But Trump don't want to take responsibility for that. He just want to call the place a hellhole, talk about the people, disparage the people, but he doesn't want to take responsibility for what the United States
Sounds like
did.
something a racist would do.
But hold on a second. So I would encourage people to go back to their countries and build it up, and build it up so strong so that no other country could come in and do what the United States have done to Somalia. Somalia has become a real rundown country, and it's because things that the United States of America did in Somalia. That's why.
So was that
that's why
policy against a group of people of a different race? What policy?
Yes.
You? Okay,
but
then.
Trump.
So let's pull it all back to what I was saying.
But Trump ain't had nothing to do with that. Trump had actually another video where he doubled down on his Somali talk today. So when we roll that video, let's hear what he had to say today about.
I'm cool. I'm down to hear some more racism. Let's go.
That beautiful land, that beautiful state, it's a hellhole right now. And the Somalians should be out of here. They've destroyed our country. And all they do is complain. You have her. She's always talking about the Constitution provides me with, go back to your own country and figure out your Constitution. All she does is complain about this country. Without this country, she would not be in very good shape. She probably wouldn't be alive right now. So Somalia is considered by many to be the worst country on earth. I don't know. I haven't been there. I won't be there anytime soon, I hope. But what Somalia, what the Somalian people have done to Minnesota is not even believable. It's not even believable. And a lot of it starts with the governor. A lot of it starts with Barack Hussein Obama, because that's when people started coming in. And you have to have people come in that are going to love our country, cherish our country. They want to kiss our country goodnight. They talk about our country. We want them to pray for our country.
Okay, stop right there.
This is not the people.
Okay, I mean, there's only so much racism I can endure.
How dare Trump comes out and say these things without going over the history of what the United States have done to destroy Somalia? How dare he? So this is what I'm talking about. This is why you have to build your country up and build and gain a certain military might and strength in this world, so countries cannot come in here to your country and do that. This is why you should go back to your country and build it up. This is exactly the reason why. So that powerful countries cannot do this to you. So that when your country turn upside down from what they do to you, you don't have to flee and go to their country and be treated like dogs and called dogs and all this other stuff. This is why. It's not about racism. It's about gaining power and building up yourself so you can defend yourself and you can raise a society with great people. It's exactly what I'm talking about.
But let's talk about, it's not Obama's fault. Now, what color would Obama be? Barack Hussein Obama, as Trump would put it and remind us every day of his full name. which is a message to his people, furthering my argument that the man is an unapologetic racist. And if you sympathize with racists, you might as well be one, because I don't see the difference, right? And he knows.
I'm a racist then.
Well,
Listen.
I don't know if they would call you guys racist.
Black people
they
don't
might
listen
call
to
you
this
guys
guy.
Uncle Toms.
Black people, I would suggest that you actually go in and actually try to learn more about what happened to make Somalia the country what it is. Somalia was destabilized by the United States of America. And we also have to show that to show how it is that the people have gotten the position that they are in and have to come to this country in the droves that they come to this country, because their country was turned upside down by policies and other things that occurred from the 1970s all the way up until current day. The United States have done all type of things to destabilize Somalia because they wanted some kind of influence in that region. So could you play this next video that shows a slight history of what happened in Somalia?
You've all heard about the Somali Civil War, but what if I told you the United States was responsible for this conflict? Today I'm going to talk about how the United States destabilized Somalia. Let's go back to the late 1970s. At the time, Somalia and Ethiopia are fighting a war against each other. Ethiopia is backed by the Soviet Union, so of course Somalia is going to be backed by the United States. At the time, the leader of Somalia was President Barre. He engages in gross human rights abuses as well as the genocide of the Isaac clan. He does this all with the backing of the United States. By 1991, Barre is overthrown and different groups in Somalia end up fighting each other in what becomes, right now, the Somali Civil War. One group starts to rise to prominence. This is the Somali National Alliance. Now, this group is controversial. They're accused of attacking UN peacekeepers, but they provide a certain degree of stability, and they go even a little further. In 1993, the group holds a conference, and they host many prominent leaders in Somalia, as well as leaders of rival groups, and they want to negotiate some sort of terms of peace. Now, the United States, in their view, they think this was a meeting of terrorists. So what does the United States do during this peace conference? They bomb the conference. They kill many of the leaders and as well as many civilians. Now, after this happens, peace is really not possible because any attempt to do so might lead to a bombing from the United States. So Somalia would not actually even go to see any stability until 2006. What happens then? Well, in 2006, there's another group that emerges. This is called the Islamic Courts Union. Now, the Islamic Courts Union is also a controversial group. They're considered extreme, but they developed this court system that helps to resolve disputes between individuals and groups. And the Islamic Courts Union provides a lot of stability, and many Somalis actually look at this time period quite fondly as a time where there's a bit of peace across the decades of otherwise civil war. Well, in the United States' view, the Islamic Courts Union is again a terrorist group. The United States backs Ethiopia to go invade Somalia and quash the Islamic Courts Union. Now, that of course is a short-term success. What ends up happening is the group Al-Shabaab emerges. This is a group that is affiliated with Al-Qaeda. Now, I want to talk about today because Al-Shabaab has now risen to prominence. They control a lot of Somalia. The United States is now engaging in a bombing campaign of Al-Shabaab in the hopes of destroying them. But I would say that history has shown us something different, that every single time the United States has intervened, there's only been more chaos and more instability in Somalia. Now, I hope that this one day stops and Somalia can see peace and prosperity. We've seen historically that they've really tried, but no thanks to the United States.
There you have it. A long history of racist policies that
I wouldn't say
reached around the globe.
I wouldn't say racist policies. I think it's a long history of policies for the United States to gain power in this world. So they have to put their foot in cement all over the globe. And Somalia has become straight up a victim. And because of that, they have to end up fleeing their country to come to the United States. And that's exactly what you're getting. You're getting exactly what you created. So that's what's going on.